Do you ever feel the weight of a story even before you hear it? Like the chill of an unseen shadow creeping along your spine? That's the feeling people get when they hear about Black Hollow Cavern, a place where the earth seems alive with malevolence and where whispers in the dark have haunted generations. Tonight, we explore the sinister history, spine-tingling encounters, and unanswered mysteries of Black Hollow Cavern. But a word of caution: the darkness we uncover here may linger long after the story ends. Are you ready to step into the unknown? Black Hollow Cavern hides beneath the jagged cliffs of the Bleakspire Range, a place where few dare tread. Its entrance is an ominous black void, shrouded in mist and framed by ancient twisted trees that seem to lean away from its presence. The cavern's name wasn't given lightly. Locals believe it's a living entity, one that watches and waits. Travelers speak of a silence so profound near its entrance that it drowns out even the sound of their own breath, as if the world itself is holding back in fear. But it's not just the silence that haunts them, it's the whispers, soft, beckoning, and impossible to ignore. The legends of Black Hollow Cavern date back centuries, beginning with the indigenous tribes who once roamed the Bleakspire Range. These tribes regarded the cavern as sacred, but not in the way you might think. They didn't enter it to seek wisdom or blessings. They approached it with dread and reverence, believing it to be a prison for malevolent spirits. Rituals were performed at the cavern's entrance to seal its power and prevent whatever lurked within from escaping. But one fateful night, the rituals failed. The story goes that an ambitious shaman, seeking forbidden knowledge, ventured too deep into the cavern. He never returned, and the tribe vanished soon after, leaving behind nothing but cryptic warnings carved into the rock. The carvings, discovered centuries later, depicted shadowy figures emerging from the cavern and consuming the light. One chilling inscription read, "The Keeper waits." The silence devours. When settlers arrived in the region in the 1800s, they dismissed these warnings as primitive superstition. But it wasn't long before the cavern began to live up to its dark reputation. The first documented encounter occurred in 1827, when a group of fur trappers disappeared near the Bleakspire Range. Their bodies were never found, but their campsite was discovered near the cavern's entrance, undisturbed except for a single ominous detail. Their supplies were arranged in a perfect circle, with their lanterns all extinguished. As the years passed, Black Hollow Cavern became infamous for its strange and tragic events. In 1874, a group of prospectors ventured into the cavern, lured by tales of untapped mineral wealth. They were experienced men, well prepared for the dangers of mountain life, yet none of them emerged. When a search party entered the cavern weeks later, they found tools scattered on the ground, as if dropped in a hurry, but no sign of the men. The deeper they went, the stranger the environment became. Shadows danced along the walls where there was no light, and the whispers began. A faint, rhythmic sound that grew louder as they progressed. The party turned back before reaching the end, fearing they would share the same fate as the prospectors. By the early 1900s, Black Hollow Cavern had become a curiosity for explorers and scientists alike. Many sought to debunk its sinister reputation, attributing the strange phenomena to natural causes like echoing wind or magnetic anomalies. Yet even the skeptics couldn't deny the cavern's unsettling aura. One geologist, Dr. Edmund Hartwell, entered the cavern in 1912 with a team of assistants, determined to map its depths. Only Hartwell returned, incoherent and trembling. He claimed the cavern was alive, describing walls that seemed to move and shadows that pressed against him as if they had weight. His final words before vanishing from public life were, "It's not a cave, it's a mouth." The paranormal community took an intense interest in the cavern during the mid-20th century. In 1953, a group of researchers equipped with recording devices and infrared cameras ventured inside, hoping to capture evidence of the whispers. The recordings they brought back are some of the most disturbing ever documented. Voices can be heard, faint but distinct, calling out in multiple languages, some unrecognizable. One voice, repeated over and over, whispered the name of the lead researcher. Others claimed they could hear laughter, low and mocking, emanating from the depths. The team left the cavern shaken, and none of them ever returned to the field. But what makes Black Hollow Cavern truly terrifying isn't just its history or the strange phenomena inside. It's the personal accounts of those who've been there. Survivors describe an overwhelming sense of being watched, as though unseen eyes are following their every move. The whispers, they say, are not random. They feel targeted, as though the cavern knows their fears and secrets. Some hear the voices of loved ones calling out to them, while others hear their own voices, pleading for help. One hiker, who escaped after spending a single night near the cavern, described a vivid nightmare in which he saw himself standing at the entrance, his eyes hollow and his mouth whispering words he couldn't understand. The cavern's psychological effects extend far beyond its physical location. People who visit Black Hollow often report weeks of nightmares and a lingering feeling of dread. Some even claim to hear the whispers in their own homes, faint but unmistakable, as if the cavern's darkness had followed them. Paranormal investigators have theorized that the cavern acts as a conduit, amplifying negative energy and feeding on the fear of those who enter. Others believe it's something far more sinister, a living entity that draws people in, only to consume them entirely. In recent years, the cavern has been officially closed off by authorities due to the high number of disappearances and injuries. Yet this hasn't stopped thrill seekers and amateur ghost hunters from attempting to explore its depths. Many never return, and those who do often refuse to speak of what they've seen. Some leave cryptic notes or recordings, hinting at horrors too great to describe. One note, found near the cavern's entrance in 2019, simply read, "It's not the whispers you should fear, it's the silence." So what exactly is Black Hollow Cavern? Is it a natural phenomenon amplified by human imagination? A cursed place with a dark history? Or something far older and hungrier, lying in wait beneath the earth? The answers remain buried in its silent depths, and perhaps that's where they're meant to stay. If this story has sent chills down your spine, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the legends of Black Hollow Cavern? Or do you think there's a rational explanation for the whispers and the disappearances? Either way, let us know. And if you want more stories that explore the eerie and unexplained, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a tale. Until next time, remember, some places are better left undisturbed. Black Hollow Cavern may just be one of them.